Hello, my name is Dark, and today we're going to do a quick playthrough of TerraFirmaCraft. What is TerraFirmaCraft, you may ask? Well, TerraFirmaCraft is a modded Minecraft experience. It takes regular old Minecraft and dials everything up to 11 on the survival front. It is a survival-based mod, and anything that seems unrealistic or easy in regular Minecraft is much more realistic and harder here. The end goal is different. You don't have multiple dimensions. You don't have bosses to beat. You've just got to survive and get enough food to survive. The seasons are going to change. You're only going to be able to grow food certain times of the year. You've got climates and different temperatures to deal with. It's all very, very different. And I'm going to try and expose you to as much as possible here today with a playthrough starting in this completely blank world. As you can see, the terrain generation behind us is totally different. This doesn't look like regular Minecraft, right? It is different. Everything about it is a little different. And I'm going to be exposing all those differences and showing you how to get through. Oh my goodness, bears, run. I'm going to show you how to get through this game and stay alive and not get eaten by bears in your first couple of seconds. Oh my goodness. Run, run, run. Oh, I think I lost them. Yeah, they're stuck over the hill there. Right, yeah, so, yeah, we can't just go and punch a tree, right? This is not how TerraFirmaCraft works. This isn't realistic. You see this progress bar in the top left? You're going to be sat there a long time waiting for that tree to come down. So you've got to pick up sticks and stones off the ground to start with. It's the very first thing you're going to do. Hopefully you start in an area where that's possible. Just look around and right-click these things. This is a mineral, actually. This contains iron. Interesting. So we're going to pick those up, and we're actually going to mark that on the map as a potential location. So we can bring up Journey Map, which is in this version of Minecraft that we're playing. We are playing TerraFirmaCraft The Next Generation, so it's just got a couple of other quality of life mods on it, and Journey Map is one of those. So we get that by pushing J on the keyboard. We're going to double click here, and we're just going to write iron, drop a waypoint right there. That's right next to spawn. That's great. So tools, yes, we're going to run around, start picking up some of these things, and show you how to. We're going to go on a bit of a progression journey here. This is just going to be a playthrough. It's going to be edited, and I'm going to chop out some of the boring bits and just show you the key things you need to do. And I'm probably going to take you about as far as crafting your first metal tools, maybe a little bit further. We'll see how we go. And that should give you a good standing for you to get your own start in a TerraFirmaCraft world. Now, if you're interested in playing TerraFirmaCraft, then I have a separate video, which I can link below, showing how to install TerraFirmaCraft the easy way, because it can be quite difficult. Also, I have a video I've just made, which is all about TerraFirmaCraft, and it explains what's different about TerraFirmaCraft. Why is it different to vanilla? How is it different? From a more sort of overall perspective, showing you lots of the main key differences, which we'll explore a little bit here as well, but we're only going to go so far with it today. All right, so we've got some basic stones and rocks here. Now, the rocks, we need to put these rocks in our hand, and you right-click them in the air, and you get this. This is called a napping interface. And here is where we're going to make some tools. Now, I've played this before, so I know some of the shapes off by heart, and I've kind of memorized them. And you're just effectively chipping two rocks together here to make a shape, and this is the shape for an axe head. And when you want to make an axe, you just do that, and then combine it with a stick, and hey presto, achievement. Paleolithic, so we've just entered the Stone Age. Isn't that great? You can look these things up as well. So in your inventory here, you'll see you have this book with this little exclamation mark. This is going to take you through some of the basics. So getting started is right here. Getting off the ground, it tells you exactly here. You read through all of this. You pick them up, right-clicking. Yep, the napping interface, we've just covered that. This is the shape of the axe. It's the first thing it's asking you to do. There's also a knife, so we'll do that as well, because a knife is kind of useful. And you can get two blades at once by doing this. Like so, and we're going to craft that knife like so. All right, superb. So now we have a knife and an axe, and now we can fell a tree. So this is necessary in order to get wood in the first place. It does take a little while. The better your tools, the faster this goes, but as you can see, we're actually making progress, and within like 10 seconds, we felled a tree, and the whole tree fell down. That wasn't just like left a floating tree in the air. The entire tree came to the ground. I think we've got some sticks as well as the logs, which we're going to need an awful lot of in the early game. Oh wow, there's a bit of a rock slide there. You'll hear that from time to time in the world, because of the way the world generates. As areas load and things change around it, you'll notice things just slip a little bit with gravity, because there's gravity in TerraFirmaCraft here. Let me just quickly make a shovel, because I know the recipe for that. There we go. And we're going to make a shovel. Probably get an achievement. No achievement for shovel. Observe. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. There we go. You'll see gravity has an effect. Oh, that had a greater effect than I thought. It caused the whole side of the cliff to slide down from the top. So you've got to be careful. What have we got up here? This is a really interesting starting point. We've got a beach here, which is great. Having access to the coast is very useful. You can use that to zip around once you're able to craft boats. But you're not going to be able to do that anytime soon. Getting to a crafting bench is actually kind of difficult. You also notice top left, this little panel that pops up. This is just generally very useful, just to be able to understand what it is you're looking at, like reindeer lichen, for example. What's the type of lichen? Like and subscribe, of course, if you don't mind. And yeah, this is very handy for us to understand what it is we're looking at and what its potential uses are. Whilst we're looking around, we're looking out for more of those rocks. So obviously we've just got these rocks, but these kind of minerals, they come in all different shapes and sizes, and they look quite different to the rocks. You want to keep an eye out for those, and if you spot a cluster of them, you're going to want to pick them up for sure, because they're all going to be super useful. And if you're going to want to mark it, you may want to come back here later when we're able to mine. Oh my goodness, it's a bear. And we're dead. Didn't see the bear. I think, yeah, we've got to go back to get all of our items, which are over there. Right, yeah, we're definitely going to need to draw them away. I think we got most of it. Come on, bear. We definitely didn't get all of it. Oh, look, more stuff. This is bismuth. That's good for doing bismuth bronze later on. It's going to be a while until we can set our spawn as well. It's, again, not a particularly easy thing to make a bed. To make a bed you can sleep in is very difficult. You can make a straw mattress, which can set your spawn sooner, but again, it's going to take us a while to get there. So every time we die, we're going to respawn over here, and we're going to need to do a lot of exploring in this world. So that's going to become very inconvenient very quickly if we keep dying. So you want to be careful, stay clear of wild animals like that. Oh, look, more stuff. Tetrahite. This contains copper. This is what we need. Copper is an early game metal. Awesome. So we're going to drop a waypoint here for copper. Okay. Pick up as much of it as we can find on the ground, because we're going to need as much copper as we can get our hands on. It's an early game metal. It's one of the ones you can smelt without doing any alloys, mixing metals, anything like that. So it's nice and simple and soft, so you can work with it at lower temperatures, which is all that's really possible in the very early metallurgy. And metallurgy is one of the key things we are going to be focusing on here. Getting to metals and working with metals and progressing through the metal tree is really the main point of TerraFirmaCraft, moving from the Stone Age through to the Iron Age. Once you get to being able to make iron and steel in particular, that's kind of endgame stuff. When you can craft a steel bucket, oh my goodness, so many animals. Vicious, vicious animals. Once you can craft a steel bucket, then that is proper endgame stuff. Beyond that, in regular TerraFirmaCraft, there's not many more things to achieve beyond, you know, building up your world. And he's still on my tail, isn't he? I can hear him. Okay, we're gonna have to run. We may have to jump in the water here, get rid of him. Ooh, birds. We're gonna come and murder those in a minute. Do we lose them? I think so. Is this fresh water? Now, we have thirst and hunger bars in TerraFirmaCraft. This doesn't tell me if it's fresh water or seawater. It looks like fresh water because it's not connected to the sea, but that looks like sea just over there. So we need to drink. To drink, we need an empty hand. So we're going to select an empty slot and just right-click the water. Fall into the water. That's seawater. I've got this particle effect going on. Blech, and my hydration actually went down. That's not good. So we're going to need to find some fresh water. I'm pretty sure we passed some. Is that some over there? Okay, so we're here. We want to turn around and go behind us over in this direction. Because without fresh water, we can't survive. We're going to die of thirst. How do I get up here? We're good. Oh, look, more. Zinc. Nice. Drop a marker there. This is, I've never seen so many minerals at a starter location. You usually have to travel much further to get a variety like this. So this could be a good place to settle because you're going to need all of these minerals. All right, we're going to try and murder some birds. Do we have a knife? We do. We're going to make a second knife. We're going to have our axe on hand because we need some food. Got them. Okay. There's some rabbits over there. That's good. This is pretty good. Rabbits are much harder to get because they move around really quickly. Sorry, little guy. They make the cutest noises. Got him. All right. So we got feathers and bones and poultry, some raw rabbit, and small raw hide. So we're going to need to be able to cook that meat in order to be able to get a maximum amount of nutrition out of it. I'm getting distracted. We need water badly. So keep heading in this direction. That looks like fresh water. We're down so low now that we've slowed. Our ability to move has reduced significantly here. Oh, this is more copper. This is great. Genuinely never seen so many source minerals at an early game start, but I have only started new worlds a handful of times. All right, let's actually get our first proper freshwater drink in the game so far. Right click. Oh, first situation solved, for now at least. We're going to need to make sure we keep fresh water close to us at all times. We don't venture too far from it. Because, yeah, die of thirst, then, you know, you're stuck in a really bad place. Okay, I've just been chased around the world by this lion, and I've escaped into this water. They will follow me here, but I think we can craft up some weapons and try and take them out from here. And I missed. Great. Gotcha. Come on down here, boy. Come on. I don't think he likes that 2-block drop there. We may have him pinned. Let's go in close. So threats you're going to encounter early game are most likely going to be animals like this, because there are hostile mobs like in traditional vanilla Minecraft. But come down here, dude. They are often in caves. Got them. Nice. So yeah, you're going to find like your creepers, your spiders, your skeletons in caves, very rarely above ground, only in super, super dark places. You don't really counter them. So wild animals are going to be your biggest threats. Look at all that. It was a feline, okay. It was some kind of cat. So next thing we're going to need is a lot of this straw, so we're going to want to smash up a whole bunch of this grass. Doing it with a knife ensures you're probably going to get something, a higher chance of it, and it gets us this straw, which we're going to need a fair amount of. Blasted through a stone knife there pretty quickly. We've already got another one on hand, but we'll undoubtedly get through more of these really quickly. And a tree. Ooh, look at these. Peacock. Is it a peacock? Turkey. It's a turkey. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Nice. This is a apple tree. It's harvests in autumn, and time works kind of differently here, right? So it's early summer. It's June the 2nd, so we start on June the 1st. I think every time in a new world it starts on June the 1st. So you've got all of summer and autumn before winter kicks in. Ooh, more zinc. And we're also going to start looking for other food sources. So meats is fine, but you don't want to kill everything because a lot of it doesn't respawn very quickly or naturally. Animals take a long time to rejuvenate. So you're often better off trying to capture them than kill them all. And we'll go through how to do that later and how breeding might work. And watch out for these holes. They are everywhere and they are deep. Oh, look at all these animals. Cows. Excellent. Excellent. Well, this is a nice area. So I'm just going to check the Y level of these water sources and see if one's higher than the other. They look to be the same, don't they? So this might be a good place to set up camp, at least for now. Oh no. Spoke too soon. Yes, there he is. Let's see if we can dispatch with this guy, because these guys are nothing but trouble. But we need to drink. We're going to dive first and not be able to run away if we need to. Appreciate this is your turf, my friend, but we need to settle. So you and I, we've got to come to some arrangement here. Okay, he does swim. Okay, well, if you get him stuck out here, let's encourage him to come out a little bit. We might be able to use the slowness of water to better deal with this guy. Got him. How large are those hides? Medium. Okay, okay. This genuinely looks like a really great place to settle down. I think we're going to do exactly that. So let's get rid of a lot of this stuff on the ground. And we need to cook our first food. So we're going to make what is called, I think it's just called a, let's look it up. It's in the book. A fire pit. Here we go. It shows you what to do. You've got to combine 2 sticks to make a fire starter and a fire pit here. And you do this by 1 log, 3 sticks, 3 straw. So we're going to put it right here. There we go, 1 log, 3 sticks, and a straw. Then we're going to make a fire starter. Woo! We did it. Look at that. So in here we'll be able to put burnable material, cook some food. So you can't put sticks in here. I think you can only put logs or stick bundles. I think that's a part of this. Anyway, that should cook our chicken. You can only do one thing at a time. It's kind of slow. If you hover over it, you'll get the temperature here, and it'll eventually cook. This just gives us protein. There we go, and we can eat for the first time. Oh, so good. You'll see also the food has an expiration date. So 6 days as raw meat and 8 days as cooked meat. So it lasts a lot longer there. So what we've got to do is make sure within 6 days to cook this cat meat in order to be able to utilize it. And we didn't even use that log, so we're going to take it out and we've recovered it. Cool. Now, next thing we're going to want to do is try and find some other food sources, some vegetables of some kind. We're going to put a marker down right here. And home temporary. Okay, nice pink marker. Should be able to find that again in case we get lost. If you on any inventory item, as I just did there, you hover on it and you push U on the keyboard, it'll take you through to the JAI stuff, and you can see what it is. So we can actually make brown dye from this. We'll see. We might ditch it if our inventory gets full. But our mission is to find some other kind of food that isn't just animals. While we're looking for food, we're also going to look for these types of plants, which indicate there's clay underneath. And with clay, we can make kinds of pottery, which are going to be vital to our early game survival. Spotted some squid in the ocean there. That's another food source. You can get calamari from them, which could be very useful. Good to know if we get desperate. Perhaps a slightly more renewable source than the animals around here. Again, there's a lot of minerals around here. What's this? Platinum. I've never found platinum in this game. That's interesting. I've also never seen so many wild animals in such a space. This is what we need. Check it out. Rye. Yes. So we need to make sure we use our knife to capture these. This is only growth 76%. It's not fully grown. If it's 100, we would get food from it as well. So I'm tempted to leave these. When they're 100, we'll get food and a seed. If we harvest it now, we're only going to get a seed. So that, to me, is worth leaving. Or we will mark it, come back to it. Yeah, that's another one. I wonder, when you see them around these types of areas, it's always worth having a peek and seeing if you can spot any veins from up here. What is that down there? I can't tell. That looks like a vein. Yes. Okay. It's like an exposed vein down there. That's very interesting. That's hard to get to. You can see how far down in the world some of these ores are, and mining down there is not easy. So yeah, you can't sleep because we haven't got anywhere to sleep on yet. So we have to work through the nights. Just watch out for those animals and keep your eye out for anything interesting. This is awesome. Pigs. Ah, look, here we go. This is exactly what we're looking for. These guys. These are called Ethereum ferns. If we dig up underneath this, this is clay. Wherever these guys grow, there's clay underneath. And clay, we're going to need as much as we can gather. So we're probably going to go through a couple of stone shovels here, excavating all of this up. Okay, not too shabby. Got a couple of stacks there of clay. That's going to be super useful. All right, we're back at base. Well, it's a campfire. That's all we've got so far. So we're going to need to ditch some stuff. You can place stuff on the ground. So let's say we want to get rid of these javelins. If you use the V key on the ground, it'll allow you to do this and place them. And you can usually put 4 normal sized items in a block like this. Logs as well, you can place your logs. So if you want to store them, just crouch and do this. And there's this log interface. I think you can have 4 piles of 4, 16 in a stack like this, and it's just a handy way to store your logs. I'm going to cut down a few more trees because we're going to need quite a lot. I just remembered I can't craft a pickaxe. We need metals to craft a pickaxe. You can't have a stone pickaxe. In what world does a stone pickaxe make any sense? It really doesn't. So it doesn't make sense in TerraFirmaCraft. So in order to get rock, this is naturally formed rock, but you can make cobblestone, I believe, like this. Yeah. So we're going to need a few pieces of cobble. We're going to need to dig out a couple of blocks. I'm also going to get rid of these at the back in case they landslide into it and destroy it. Okay, take away this middle block. So we need cobble on all 5 sides like this. And inside here, we're going to be able to place charcoal and create a charcoal pit. And in there, we're going to be able to cook our first metals. But we're still a little way off being able to do that. Oh, I just placed that, didn't I? And yes, it rains in TerraFirmaCraft too. And yes, it's just as annoying. So yeah, we are going to need to make some pottery things. We've got all this this clay, and we can look up what we can do with the clay. So if we go back out of here and go into getting started, pottery 101. Here we go. Jug. So clay is a knapping interface as well. So we need to make this shape. That's that, and that. Is that it? There we go. You can make a jug. We can also make small vessels, and we can make large vessels. So there we go. We've got a couple of things here. We've got 2 small vessels, 2 unfired jugs, and we're going to make a pit kiln. Okay, so we're going to go here and here. So pit kiln's fairly basic. We're going to need more inventory space. So we're going to put our things in the pit kiln first to create some space because they need to go in at the bottom. So use the V key again. You put them in like this. You can put up to 4 small things or 1 large thing in these at a time. So we're going to put all of those in there. Now this is where we need some of that straw. So you take your straw and you right click it until it won't let you right click anymore. It needed 8 straw and it needs 8 logs. So we're going to take those and right click those on top. There we go. That's basically our pit kiln. And all we need to do is light it. Fire starter. There we go. Right click and hold. And it will just, it might dud. Doesn't happen every time. There we go. Okay, we're off. And in here, we'll probably do some molds. So as we saw Oh, we need a large vessel. Let's do a large vessel first. This is going to preserve our food for us. And you can only do one of these at a time. Takes up the whole space. These are really expensive to do early game. The straw is easy to come by, but using 8 logs every time you want to do this, that's a lot of logs. You can mix the logs, which is great, but it is costly. But it needs to burn through all that material to get the temperature high enough to do the baking. And these do get pretty hot, like white hot. I think it's because it's raining. These are taking so many turns to the light. Here we go. We're off. Right, so while that's cooking, it's going to take, let's give you a time, 6 hours in-game time. Okay, going to make a fresh axe, and we're going to go fell some trees while we wait for this to do its thing. Not all trees are created equal, so this little stumpy tree here, very short. This guy here, very tall, so this one's going to give you way more wood. These stone tools don't have a lot of durability. This one, as you can see, is pretty much gone. It's not even going to be able to chop this tree down. We're just going to rustle the leaves a little bit. And, yeah, there you go. Nothing happened. Okay, we're back at base. I've harvested all this wood. That took a while. I'm now dying of thirst almost, and I'm hungry again. So I'm actually going to use a little bit of this wood, and we're going to kickstart our fire pit again. I'm going to cook up some of what we got left. 5 days, 5 days. So we'll do this. Now, if you were to take this cooked food out of here and one piece at a time, it will not stack. So if you do this, anything cooked at the same time-ish ends up stacking, because the decay, I don't think, initiates until you take it out of here. And now this lasts 7 days, and that's the difference. So it's that data attached to it, which makes them stackable or non-stackable. And look, our kilns are finished. That's all done. We're going to eat this first. I'm going to show you what we can do with this. So let's start with our big pot. There we go. Where should we put this? We're going to put it right up here. This is a large vessel, and we've just eaten all our food, haven't we? We've got some raw food on us, so this currently lasts 5 days. You put it in this vessel, seal it. Now it lasts 10 days. It's doubled it. And that number can be even higher if it's cooked food. It preserves it for longer by sealing it away. So this is very important for storing your food. And the other things we've done here, small vessels and jugs. So, oops, jugs are for water. We've now got a water jug, and we can carry that with us, and if we need fresh water on the go, yoink, we just drink. And it makes that nice little sound. So we can fill that up, we can fill that up. And you can actually store these ready for a journey if you're going anywhere using the V key, like so, like that. And these small vessels, these are like tiny, tiny sugar boxes that hold 4 things. So we can start putting our ores in here. In fact, I'll use this for clay. There we go. So that's going to be a clay jar. And again, you can put them down. Look at that. This one we're going to use some metals. So we're going to put copper-based metals in here. Cool. We can just store those things around our world like that. Finally, it stopped raining. Okay. Next, we're going to want to make some charcoal. So we've got a lot of this wood so we can make charcoal. So we need to make charcoal in a charcoal pit, which is just a big hole in the ground that we cover it over and set it on fire. Okay, so we're just going to dig a small hole in the ground. We're going to pick up a whole bunch of our wood here from the pile. Oh no, oh no. No, 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 no. Oh my goodness. Oh, what a waste. I accidentally clicked it with the fire starter and it all just burnt. Yeah, that's gone, isn't it? Oh well. Don't do that. That's really disappointing. So we're going to take the logs that we... if you don't crouch, you place it and then you have to break it, which takes another 10 seconds. There we go. Okay, that's all I got for now, so that's going to have to do. Got some dirt, and we need to bury this. Leaving one bit open, like this, and in here, this is where we're going to use our fire starter. just like that, and then plop the bit of dirt back on top. And you'll see it smoldering. That means it's doing its thing. It'll take maybe up to a day. I can't remember. I'm actually going to mark it with this knife. Just remember to come back here, because that knife is nearly dead. And yeah, that will turn into charcoal eventually, unlike this pile of logs that just burned for no good reason. So I'm going to go and get some more wood while that happens. Before I do, we're probably going to make some molds, because we're going to use that in order to melt metal into a mold. So we're going to make tool head molds, and to figure out what they look like, in the book you can go to the reference and tool molds. Here we go. So you can just do ingot molds if you just want to make ingots, but we actually want to make some things like a pick. This is what a pick looks like. We're going to want a saw for sure. Pick and a saw. Let's make those two first. Okay, saw blade. Great. Pick was this. Perfect. We can do 4 at a time. So we're going to look up prospector pick. Right angle, last bit down. Okay. Like that. And then probably an axe. So the axe is just the reverse of the stone one, because it's a mold. Okay, there we go. We've got 4 molds. These need to be fired. They're unfired right now. So we're going to put these in the ground kiln here. Nice. Oh, just behind the base here, we found a cherry tree. This is fantastic, and it's already in bloom. Look at this. Got cherries on the tree. So you just right-click the leaf block, and you get cherries. Lots and lots of cherries. You can't stand on leaves like you can in vanilla. You'll sink straight through them, but make sure to get all of these, because these should grow back another time at least, maybe twice before the season is out. So this is great news. And that means we can diversify our diet a little bit, because we need to. Diet is here. You can see we're over-indexing on protein, because pretty much all we've eaten is meat. So yeah, with your diet, you need to, the more of a balanced diet you have, the higher your maximum health potential is. So we're at 813 right now, which isn't bad, but it can go much higher. And that just means, we have more endurance, more general durability if taking damage, etc. We won't die as often. We can store some of our cherries. They only last 5 days, right? So we'll keep a few on hand. Put the rest in here. Seal them away. 10 days. Awesome. So this is where the pit was. So we should get our shovel and we can dig up this charcoal now. There we go. This stuff under here. This is charcoal. How far back did it go? I think that was it. Yep. You can dig this up with a shovel. Makes a funny noise. And here we go. We've got some charcoal. Excellent. We're going to need a lot of that, so I'm probably going to just set some of this wood on fire almost immediately. But we can use this to make the first charcoal pit here. So we put these 5 bits of cobblestone all around. Just click this, I think, until it's full, like that. Then we're going to need a fire starter, which we just broke. So you make another one with 2 sticks. Right-click that. Bada bing, bada boom. Put charcoal in here. That stays hot. And we want to melt some more copper, right? So I think we just picked up a whole bunch more. Here we go. And we're going to want to get our tool molds, which are on here. They all have finished being molded. So the first thing we want to do is a saw. And these individual little bits give us 10 units of metal. There's 5 here, so that's 50. These molds take 100 units each. So we're going to keep this topped up. We're going to see the temperature rising. It's going to get to around yellow hot here. This melts at, doesn't tell you here, but it melts somewhere around this area. It just needs to get hot enough. You don't want to let this go out, because if it does, the temperatures fall pretty quickly and you've got to reignite it and everything. It's a real pain. So keep it lit. It's a dark red right now, which is around here, so it's warming up nice and quickly. I think it needs to get to sort of orange copper to melt. It's one of the softer metals. And we can see here, if you push U on copper, it'll tell you orange 4 stars is where it melts. Orange 1 star, 3, and the next one, it should all just flow right into here, and this should have, come on, 4 stars, melt, boom, 50 units, solid. So we just do the same again with the next. Make sure we've got enough of that going. While that's cooking, I'm actually going to go and take a whole bunch of these logs. And we're going to make another charcoal pit over here. Oh, just caught it in time. There we go. 100 units. Awesome. So we're going to throw in some more copper for the next thing. And the next thing we're going to make is a pickaxe. So we're going to keep that doing. So this is hot right now. We need to throw it in the water. Can't do anything with it until it's cooled. It'll fizzle away until it's sufficiently cooled. Alright. Yoink. Then from the mold, we break the mold, we get the saw, combine the stick with the saw blade, and we get the saw. Look at that. We have reached the Copper Age and had the advancement Carpenter. Fantastic. Right, we're going to wait to do that. But now we have a saw. We can do some stuff with wood that we haven't been able to do before. So we haven't been able to make things like crafting benches or anything like that. So we're going to take this wood, the logs, we're going to go into the crafting area. We're going to combine it with the saw. That gives us lumber. 64 lumber from 8 logs. Now we've got lumber. We can combine lumber to get planks. Righty-ho. So 4 planks equals a crafting bench. Yoink. First crafting bench. Now we can make a chest. We can make 1 chest. An oak chest. There we go. Where are we going to put this? Let's put it at the back here. Yay! Amazing. In here I'm going to put, not organics, I'm actually going to put anything to do with smelting. Make our first hoe, stone hoe, and we're going to make some dirt. All crops generally need to be nicely hydrated. And we can use some of the seeds we picked up along the way. So we just picked out some tomato seeds. Check this out. We can grow tomato plants. Nothing to see yet, but in time that will grow. And we can go check on our rye that was out in the fields, right? Soon and see if it's grown. It should be by now. And we can harvest that and replant. We've got enough copper for a few extra tools. This should all just melt into here. The next mold we're going to need is probably the prospector pick. I think we've got enough copper to do both of these. We'll do the prospector pick next. Craft our first pickaxe. Yoink. We now have our first pickaxe. Time to mine, finally. And with this guy, yeah, we can chop down rocks. This is raw diorite. And when you break a rock, it just breaks into rock. Into these little rocks, the same things that we've been picking up off the ground, but we just picked up 16 at once. If you want to get a raw stone block out of this, that's trickier because you're going to need those. You've got to let it fall naturally. So this block here, what we've got to do is remove every block on every side and every face, like so. And then also mine underneath it. So we're going to need to take this one out and take this one out. And this top block should just pop off. See that? As a natural stone. That's our first natural stone block as a whole that we've got. And if you sort of mine in this pattern, you can replicate that with other blocks you're mining out here. I'll show you why they're useful in a little bit. And of course, with these stones, you can always just make cobble as well if you need it. But cobble is less stable, and we're going to need these blocks for certain purposes later on. Okay, new batch of charcoal. It's going to take a while. Another thing with metalworking we're going to need to do is get flux in order to work with metal in the future, which you can only get from certain stones. You can crush certain rocks, okay, chalk, dolomite, limestone, or marble. First kind of anvil you're going to need is a stone anvil. You can either right click on a exposed raw igneous rock, such as diorite, which we have right behind us here. Great. That creates a stone anvil. In order to work the anvil, you need ingots, so you need ingot molds, etc. Yeah, this is all stuff to come, but flux is going to be very important, so you're going to need to find a supply of that. Right, okay, we're not going to let this die. Have we got enough copper? I think we've got enough copper. Make use of this heat. Let's keep it going, and we're going to make the axe with that. So now we have a prospecting pick. Superb. And with all those mineral deposits, what we can do is try to figure out how big they are. So by right-clicking this on the ground, it tells you found nothing of interest there, right? But if we head over to one of our, where's our nearest? Okay, so we found copper all around here. Nothing of interest. We know there's copper down here somewhere because it was on the surface. So that means we need to go digging deeper. What we're going to do is take our pickaxe and we're going to get ready to go on a mining trip and do our first bit of mining shortly. Yeah, just look at all those advancements. Pretty healthy start to the game here, all the way through to prospecting. All right, we're just about to get our axe head out of this, which is going to be fantastic. There we go. We've run out of copper. We've only got 5 pieces left. So we're going to take all that coal out, that charcoal out, save it, crack open our axe head, make our first metal axe. Nice. That has some more durability. So look at all these tools we've got now. We've got an axe, a prospector pick, a pickaxe, and a saw. These are probably the first 4 things I would recommend making. And yeah, we've got a lot of tools going on all of a sudden. So what I'm actually going to do is make a tool rack, which you can do using some lumber. The recipe's not showing for some reason, but I think it's just lumber top and bottom like this. There we go. Maybe we'll mount it on this stone block right here. So like these hose, for example, just right click it straight on there and it holds it on the wall. We're not going to need those very often. We're not going to need this stone axe. Keep it just in case for now. Pretty sure support beams are just like, there we go. 2 logs with the saw. Need a bunch of these. I think we're ready to go on our first mining exhibition here. So taking some water jugs. I got some food in this small vessel. Just some basics, some meat and some veg. Got a whole load of support beams. We've got our pickaxe, our prospector pick. We'll take our axe in case we need to get more wood, and we'll take the saw in case we need to make more beams. And a shovel, we can make new ones as and when. Now we're going to go to the copper mine. There's copper right here, and we're going to see. We don't have to go very far that way. We don't need to worry about having too much food and water on us at any given time. So we found copper here. Oh, I forgot. One more thing we're going to need is ladders. Ladders. Let's make a few ladders. What we're going to do is try going through the side of the mountain here a little bit, seeing what we can find. So we're just going to kind of cut a slice straight through. Use our prospecting pick in here, and nothing of interest. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go down. This is where things start to get a bit fun. I'm just going to make sure we're not going to have an imminent cave-in right on our heads here. And yeah, we're going to go down. So the best way to do this I have found is to do at least a 4-wide trench like this. Once we pass through the dirt layer, we should get to some gravel. So this is diorite gravel, which you still need a shovel to break. And then after that, you'll quickly get to some stone layers. There's our first bit of rock. We need to pick to get rid of these, and it does take a little while. Okay, let's check our prospecting pick. Nothing of interest. Nothing of interest. Okay, we're going to go down a little more. Okay, I've come down a fair way, and prospector pick is saying nothing of interest, and the other copper vein was this way. So I think what I'm going to do is just try doing a bit of horizontal mining. So in order to do this, I think the best thing for me to do is, this is dangerous, by the way. We're going to knock out a little bit in here. This way, we can probably do one more if we can risk it. Because the rock is solid, it's a little more, if I go much further, it's going to start to complain. Because it's solid rock, it's not cobble or anything, it's pretty sturdy. And from here, what we're going to do is lay down our first support. So we put one there. It was 3 high beam. And we're going to go 1, 2 gap, and 1 there, and 1 across. Now, this has given us a support beam. We do need to be able to get around this, so we're going to wash a little hole in the rock. But this has now... It's going to support rock above it. It's also going to support rock all around it. So let me get into a space where I can show what is now supported and what is not. All right, so from this cross beam, we should be supported 3 or 4 blocks in that direction to a height of 4. Same in that direction. And like I think 1 block on the vertical, something like that. You'll get the hang of it. But it's supported, so we can take out some of these blocks here without fear. And we want to head in this direction, so we're probably going to put another horizontal one in this way and then start digging a tunnel in that direction. Okay, so now we've got that. See, this area is totally supported by this beam. If we want to go any further, we're going to need more beams. So we're going to do this that way, and then we can start punching a hole in this direction. Still nothing of interest. And see if we can work our way over in the direction of the other pocket we found just the other side of this hill on the surface. And we'll see if we can uncover anything here. Okay, so we've travelled a fair way here. We've definitely gone past the other checkpoint. Made a nice tunnel. Still nothing of interest at all. There's more copper in this direction. So what we might do is sort of head this way and do a sort of big square. I think would be the plan. So I'm going to hang a right here, and we're going to see if we can find anything in this direction. Truth of the matter is, we may just be nowhere near deep enough. I think what we might do is start stepping down. Do a bit of a tiered mine, so we're going sideways and down at the same time. Oh! Okay, there was our first cave in. We got a little scared by that, for sure. But also we got a little bit cocky, I think, with what we're doing here. I think we didn't put a support in there. That's the problem. We're going to shore that up. Make sure that's nice and strong. Alright, so we did a bit more mining. We had a few more cave-ins. We had to go and empty our inventory because it got full. And yeah, we hung that right, and we started going down, 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 being a bit more sparse with these supports and not connecting them all in quite the same way. It doesn't need it. And check this out. Traces of schist tetrahedrite. Tetrahedrite gives us copper. Schist is the rock type. So there's a vein somewhere down here. It's traces. So it's either in this direction or further down. So we're going to keep going on this sort of trajectory, and we might actually get somewhere. Okay, just did a little downward exploratory dig, and here we've got the schist rock, which is a different type of rock, which is the sample we're getting. So we're getting a medium sample of schist tetrahedrite. So it's down here somewhere. So we're heading in the right direction. Just making sure I can get out of here. Yep. Yeah, so we're going to sort of try and tunnel downwards here, see where we can get to. Very large sample. This is good news. We're in the right rock type. We're now getting a big sample reading. Our pickaxe is going to go any second, so... yeah, we haven't got a lot in our inventory, but we're going to need to go back and make another pickaxe. Right now. There we go. Alright, up we go. I think we've got enough copper that we've been able to pick up off the surface in order to make us at least one more. Okay, so after laddering down, staring right down, I just decided to dig another trench because I had the ladders left over. We just went straight down here, put up another support, dug a pokey hole, and look at this. Tetrahedrite. We found it. Looks like it's off in this direction. So we're going to just start exploring over here and see how big of a vein this is. This looks like the very top of it. Nice, you see that? Rich. 35 units in one bit. That's really good. Yeah, this is looking like a nice chunky vein. It seems to be going straight through the rock in this direction. So we'll plow through here and then we'll start going sideways. See how much of a vein this really is. Yeah, I'm going to need to go to the surface to get some more logs, to get some more supports to keep digging down here, or it's going to cave in on me. But look, yeah, we've uncovered a bit more. So the more of the vein in that direction. Fantastic. We have a renewable source of copper in the game. But that was quite a lot of digging, as you can see. Sometimes you need to go deep in the world. So if you can find a sample near a cavern that's already opened up naturally in the ground, you can save yourself a lot of digging. Okay, so we've got these molds, which we made previously. We've got a chisel. We need a new pick and another prospecting pick because they're both on their way out as well. So I think we're going to do is try some alloys, just show you how that's done real quick. So I was just looking this up. Bronze is the first alloy that's obvious and available to us. And you've got to mix in this sort of ratio. I think we can make bronze. Bismuth bronze is the other one, which we need steel. Okay, that's way out of our range right now. We can get to bronze. Bronze is harder than copper and requires copper, 80 to 92%, and a bit of tin. Do we have a little bit of tin here? Yes, got 19 units of tin. Okay, that's good. I think we can get to that. So I think in order to do this, we're going to need to get slightly higher temperatures out of this thing. We're going to need to get to white hot, I think. And for that, we're going to need bellows. Bellows require leather. And leather... leather requires us to put hides and soak it in tannin for 8 hours in order to get a leather. And then you've got to scrape it. And to get tannin, we need water and a log. And we put that in a barrel, okay? So we're going to do that now just to show what that process is like. Going to need some lumber. Barrel recipe. It's a U shape, okay? Like so. We make a barrel. We're going to fill it with water, like so. And let's just place it over here, say. These are very heavy once they're filled with water. You can only carry one. It slowed me down moving it. If you carry 2 of them, you wouldn't be able to move. So you got to be careful with this. Right, we open this up. We need to get another log. There's one right there on its own. Perfect. Drop it in, seal it. And there's a timestamp there. I think there's a timestamp we put it in. I think it takes 6 or 8 hours in game in order for it to do its thing and convert that process. Remember when I said buckets were end game? This is different. We can pick up water in it, and we can move the water from here into another container. If we drop it, it's not a water source. It just disappears. But this is going to be necessary to enable us to move things around from there to wherever we need them. We have our hides from hunting, so what we can do is convert these into leather. All right, we got tannin. It is made. So I think we just take a hide and soak it in. So we'll do these 4 medium hides. Drop them in, seal it, and wait again, I guess. Leave that for a little while. Yeah, this vein is turning out to be very big. I've actually gone double decker here with the supports. I've gone upper level and using some of the raw stone to enable me to walk across that I've placed because it's being directly supported by all of these beams. Safe to walk across, and yeah, it's getting huge. Look at all this. Tons and tons of copper. I think our leather should be done now, though, so we're actually going to head back up. Okay, leather. Yes, look at this. We have leather. No, we don't. Medium raw. Do I have to do something to this? Do I need to look up the leather process? Small prepared hide. I haven't prepared the hide. How do you get a prepared hide? Oh, okay. It's going to be scraped. Place a log horizontally in the ground. Right click it with a soaked hide to put it on a log. Okay. So we need another barrel. We got to soak the hide. This is why it's important to look these things up, because the processes can be complex. Yeah, I've left this hide soaking in the water for a long time. It hasn't happened, so I've just looked it up. A soaked hide needs to be soaked in lime water. In lime water, we need flux. So we need flux to do any of that. We haven't found the stones to make flux. Marble, dolomite, limestone, chalk. We're gonna need a stone hammer, which I think is this. Yep. Okay, and from that, we need to go find that rock type. Where am I most likely to do this? I think over here. And head over here on the map to this rock. Open in this direction, northeast, this way. Let's go have a look-see. Okay, I think those mountains on the map are just made of diorite. Yeah, that's not great. So this is the thing in TerraFirmaCraft, the rock types can be difficult. to work with, because a lot like in real life, like the rock types, the geology doesn't change very much. Like you have to travel great distances to get to vastly different types of rock around. So this whole area is going to be very diorite heavy. Okay, I think we need a plan B here. So I think if we make a boat, and then we can prepare for a journey by freeing up a lot of inventory space, and we're going to go around the coast and just explore until we start to see a continental shift in the rock type that is available, and see if we can find something to get us some flux. One thing I would say when choosing a location is the continents can be pretty massive, so it's good to be not too far from a coast, so you can do this. This is an awesome way to move around, right? You're not going to use up too much hunger. You are going to get thirsty, so make sure you take something to drink en route, but this will get you around a continent super quickly. When we get out of here, we're going to head right over there to the west. Oh my goodness, I think I found chalk. I can't see where I am. I'm in a hole, as you can see. I don't know how many out of here. I'm going to have to build my way out. But I just went 4,500 blocks north in the ocean, found a little bit of gravel sticking out of the ocean because the ocean floor had changed to gravel, to chalk gravel at some point. And thought underneath the chalk gravel, we're going to find chalk. And we did. Here is chalk. Finally. My goodness. So hopefully we're going to actually be able to build our way out of here. Oh my goodness. We don't have to. We can swim out now. That's fine. Okay. New problem. I've extended this. This is a tiny little gravel island. I've extended it a little bit, as much as I can, to try and allow us to go down. New problem. Pickaxe is going to break any second. That's unfortunate. But we'll get as much of the stuff as we can. There it goes. Okay, what did we get? Oh, my inventory's gone all weird. I don't know what's going on here. It's gone into like a dark mode thing. Chalk rock, check it out, 55. Let's put it in our inventory, and we get flux. Which gives us an achievement. Nice. In flux. So we're going to mark this place on the journey map. Chalk Island. We may just be able to go a little bit further north of here, but if we come back with a new pick, let me just show you how far away this is from everything we've been doing. We're zoomed out as far as journey map will allow us. All the way here, all the way here, all the way here. We're going to take a more direct route because we took along the coast. So home is minus 281. We're minus 4528. So yeah, over 4,000 blocks we've traveled in as the crow flies. We're going to head home now, and we're finally going to be able to make the billows. We'll make the leather, which will allow us to make the billows, because we need that certain water made with flux. And this will also enable us to do other metalworking stuff in the future. Yeah, sometimes you just got to travel a long way. Alright, we made it home. And yeah, we can do some flux stuff. So, lime water, we want to see... Flux ingredients can be flux instant lime water. How much? 500 millibuckets. How much is in here? 1,000, 20. So need 20 flux. There we go. Right, we'll take the hide out, put the flux in. Instantly turns into lime water. Now we can put that in, seal it. Medium soaked hide will be ready shortly. I've just been doing some chores and things, and our hides are now soaked, and you can see it used a bit of the lime water there, depending on how many soaked hides and how large they are. So I think we right-click it on here, we get a knife, and then we've got to scrape it. So you see this? Is this sort of a pixel interface? It takes an enormous amount of durability on a stone knife, but you've got to get every 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 4 by 4, 16 squares. That should now be a totally scraped hide. We can take it off. Awesome. New chapters are unlocked in the book. We're going to do that with these other 3, and then we're going to put them back in the barrel. Prepared hide. Okay, how do we get a prepared hide? Scraped hide. Back in fresh water. Okay, okay. God, we're nearly there. I have a freshwater barrel here because I picked up some jute while I was out. I planted it over there, and the jute I actually put in here, which gives you jute fiber, which we can use. So we need to wash this again, seal it, then it makes a prepared hide. Soak it in lime water, scrape it, soak it in water, then put it in tannin. Then you get leather. It's quite a process, but it kind of reflects how you make leather in real life. I've actually learned a fair amount of things about how stuff is made because of this game. Basically, it's pretty educational. And it's done. Medium prepared hide. It used a bit more water. We have a prepared hide. We'll leave the barrel open because that's water. If it rains, it will refill itself. And then this we put in the tannin, seal it, and then we'll get leather. Oof, it's quite a process, but leather is very valuable. We can do quite a few cool things with it. All right, I think we should be done. Check it out. We got some leather. 8 pieces of leather. Nice. Genuine leather. So now we can craft the billows, which I believe was just that. And then this billows. You need to put this over the side of this thing. So I think we'll do it this way. Pointing in. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That is going to enable us to boost the temperatures higher than we could previously. So I think we need this pot with our stuff in, right? Yep. Ready to go. We've already got this done. The coal's already in. The charcoal's already in there. Let's just light it. Get it hot. We're going to push it over the edge, melt that down, and then we've got our molds. Okay, is it yellow? 2-star, 3-star. Give it a boost. Yellow, white. Get it to white hot. Bronze. We got it. See, there's bronze in there. Now how do we get it out of there? Do we do this? Yes, we do that. Let's save our charcoal. Let's get our mold. This is still hot enough. So we're going to put in a chisel head. And it's going to flow out of there, into there. All 100 units of bronze. Absolutely awesome. I think we need to let that cool down. Because it's liquid. Yep. Let's get our bronze chisel head out of there. Let's get our stick on there. We get our first chisel. So here's the various recipes. You can make bricks. And once you have bricks, you can make brick blocks. Bricks allow you to make pressure plates and buttons. What we can do with this is make the quern, right? So we need smooth diorite and raw diorite, and then raw diorite and a stick. So we need 3 pieces of smooth. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3. We're going to, in a crafting bench, do this and do this. That gives us a quern base. Then we do this and a stick. That gives us a quern top. Nice. And the quern we're going to place right here. So we put this down first. We put this on top. Yoink. Now we can grind things. We can do, where is our, oh, we put it in here, of course. We can make bread. So we're going to make some rye bread right now. First, you take your rye. You need a knife. And that'll turn it into grain, like so. Okay, and the grain we're going to put in here. Grind it. That'll turn it into flour, which ends up right there. Oh, this is so good. Okay, look at that. We've got flour. And then we can combine the flour with water, so we need to get our buckets. Let's grab a little bit of water. Let's go to a crafting bench. Let's combine the water and the flour. That's going to make dough. Oh, it uses it. It uses a lot of water. Right, that's all our flour turned into dough. We've got 8 dough. Then we can cook this. So we can get some wood, light our fire, put in our dough. And bit by bit, as this guy heats up, we're going to start getting some bread. There we go. First rye bread. That is awesome. All right, 8 pieces of bread. Sweet. Any meat we need to cook up? 8 days, 19 days. I think we're okay for the minute. We do have some cooked meat already here. So we're going to make some meat sandwiches. And what else do we have? We didn't have much else to eat right now. These are still growing, all our vegetables. So we would usually get some veg and combine it in a sandwich. And once you get into husbandry and stuff, you can make milk your animals and ferment the milk into cheese and make cheese. And then you have a cheese, meat, and vegetable sandwich, which gives you grain. That'll give you grain, vegetables, protein, and dairy all in one hit. It's the best food in the game. But it is a little early for us to be able to get there. But what we can do for the meantime is just show you how to make a simple sandwich. So you put your bread top and bottom. You need your knife in the corner, and you put your filling in the middle. And we have a rye bread sandwich that is nice and nutritional, has protein, grain, and saturation 18% all at once. Look at that. Awesome. So we can keep doing this, make a whole bunch of these. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, we can store all those away, and they'll last a little way, nine days inside the small vessel there in our inventory. And just for demonstration, I should actually use a knife. Let's go grab a flour. What we can do is grind them up. So you put this in here. This is going to make probably a yellow dye. Red. Okay, red. Nice. And then this is probably going to be white or yellow. Let's see. White dye. Perfect. So you grind your flowers up in here. A whole bunch of other stuff you can grind. Anything grindable. This is the way it's done. And we're away. And then the leather. Yeah, the leather, you can make frames with it. You can make books. Not so useful. A halter, I think. That's for an animal, right? The bellows we've already done. And then you can craft it. Leather napping into armor. Or a saddle. Saddle would be really useful. Look at that. We made a saddle. And we can try and domesticate horses. To do so, I think we need to feed them. And we don't really have anything to feed them. We need grains to feed the animals. And they are still growing for us over there. Okay, just done a bit more math. We're going to try and make as many bronze ingots as possible all at once. So we needed to do some math to see how much we need to fit inside the small vessel. So we have these rich tetrahedrites that have 35 units each, and bronze needs to be in a ratio of with copper and tin of 8 to 12%. So if we go for 11% would mean 110 units of tin. Times that by 9 to get the 90%. That means if we get 28 stacks of this plus a small piece of copper, a 1, I think that'll work. So 28, 16 and 12, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put this in this. So 16 and 12, that's 28. 28 times the 35 units is 980. That makes it 990. 990 plus 110, which would be 11 tin. It's 110 of those and 990. That should give us 1100 units and 11 full ingots bronze. You got to do a bit of math, figure this stuff out. If you get this wrong, if you get these ratios wrong, you're going to end up with an unknown mixture, and all of this will be wasted, basically. It's possible to win it back if you add to the unknown mixture, melt it all down, add a little bit more, and try and correct your mistake, but it's very hard to figure out. You can also make more than will fit into a whole mold, and you'll just have a little left over, which you can, again, it kind of gets stuck in here. You need to add to it to add up the increments and melt it back down, or just ditch it and start over. But this looks like it's going to work out nice and squarely. We've got a good bit of maths going on there. So we're going to light this guy, get it heating, and while we're doing that, we're going to make some ingot molds out of this, which I think, oh, messed that up. There we go. Ingot molds, we're going to need a whole bunch of these. We're going to get them fired. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of these on the go. These are our ingot molds, and yeah, the different temperatures are not stacking. We've got more going there, so we've got 16 in total. We're going to batch make a whole bunch of ingots off the back of this thing. So this is heating up. Once this is melted, we're going to start offloading this bronze, making off us ingots, and the purpose of this is to get to an anvil. I'm going to get to an anvil here, and I'm probably going to stop at that point and just show you what anvils do, and that will probably be the end of this episode, and leave you in a very good place to understand what the basics of this game are like. Awesome. Had a bit of a glitch there with the water source. That's weird. This is yellow-white. Perfect. Just at the temperature we need it to push it over the edge. White hot now. Oh, no, it isn't there. Bronze. 100. Yes, 1100 units. Perfect. Exactly what we want. We get this out of there. We do this. We're going to need to heat this up several times. It's probably going to cool before we can get 11 of these out of there. Okay. Out comes the ingots. We should get some of these molds back. Yep, they're stacking up in our inventory. That's fantastic. Sometimes they do break. There's a chance of breaking. There we go. We've got 9 full ingots. And just to show you how this is really cool. You can stack your ingots by shift clicking and stacking them up like that. Isn't that awesome? Right, we're going to get the rest of this out of here. So to do anything with our ingots, we're going to need an anvil, and the first anvil is a stone anvil. We get a piece of raw stone, put it on the ground, we give it a whack, and that's going to enable us to do the first bit of early metalworking with a stone hammer. All right, 21. We've got a second 22 ingots here. That's pretty good. Now we can make a anvil, right? So a bronze anvil is here, and it requires 6 or 7 double ingots, which is 14 ingots total. So we get to double ingots by welding a whole bunch of these together. Okay, bright red 1 can weld. Bright red 2, just get it a little bit hotter. Nice. And nice. 3 and 3. Gonna take them over to here. Gonna put them both in here. We're gonna take the hammer out of there and items can't be welded? Why not? Oh, the anvil is too low tier to do this. Oh, I thought that might be the case. Okay, so in order to work on bronze, we've probably got to have a copper anvil, which means we need to make a whole load of copper, which we can do, right? So we're going to make a whole bunch of copper ingots. We're going to get a copper ore, just tons of it. Let's just cook it all in here. 32, yeah, let's just start with that. We're going to get to a bronze anvil, but first we're going to make this copper anvil. Okay, we smelted a whole bunch of copper down, and we've made ingots, and we've heated them up, and now we should be able to weld these together using the hammer. And ka-ching! Oh yeah, our first double ingot. And we're going to rinse and repeat that process a lot of times. Okay, this should be the last ingot. Superb. Crafting bench. I think one of these is too hot right now, so the recipe isn't showing, but it should be an eye shape like this. Anvil. Yoink. Superb. We'll place that right there, and we're going to need a hammer, so we're just getting this can work. There's multiple ways we can get to a hammer now, right? We could make a hammer mold, and we could fire it in here and melt the stuff in. We could melt the stuff in a vessel and put the mold in the vessel after it's melted. All very possible. We're going to do it this way direct from here. Put this in here. Find a hammer, which is here, and then we need to play around with this interface. So this Oh, the anvil tier is too low to hammer this. Interesting. We have to use a mold, and I don't think I've made a hammer mold, so I think that's the next thing we've got to do. Right? This is already going, so we're going to keep this warm. We can cook them in here, and we can push them. They need to get the white hot, which we can do because we've got the bellows now, so we don't need to use this to do this firing anymore. These just need to warm up. We can make sure we keep an ingot around that's nice and hot too. Okay, I'm going to boost this temperature. These should go beyond yellow into white. They should cook. Get to white. Let's put this back in there. White, white, white. 4-star white. Boom. Brilliant white. There we go. Let's just keep it at brilliant white just for a minute. Is that hot enough? There we go. Cool. We can take those out. We can allow this to melt. It should melt straight into the mold. Can well. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. It is about to disappear. Should pop straight into there. Superb. Look at that. Let's cool these off. No, actually, we're going to keep this going. Because the whole purpose of this was to make an anvil out of this, right? Let's get our hammerhead out of there. Let's make our first copper hammer. Nice. Copper hammer goes on the copper anvil. We'll take our flux, which we're probably going to need a little bit more of. Bronze can weld at a slightly higher temperature. We're in the bright reds here. But they are now at can weld, so we should be able to yoink, and nice. We've got our first double bronze ingot. All right, that's given us 7 ingots worth, which means we can make another anvil. Quickly progressing through the metallurgy tree here. Things slow down based on materials very quickly. Bronze anvil, check it out. Yoink. We're going to move our flux from there to here. We need to make a new hammer, which we're doing right here. We've got a hammer mold, and this is about to melt. And then we've got another ingot warming up, which is going to work with that hammer immediately. So this old copper hammer we can leave on this anvil, and that's kind of redundant now. Danger. This guy's going to melt into here. Sweet. And stick. Bronze hammer. Amazing. We're going to put that hammer on the bronze anvil. Get this to can work. And we're just going to show you the actual interface for making something on here, finally. So we can figure out what to make. We'll probably make a pick. Nice. Okay. So bring that over, put it in, choose a plan. We're going to go for a pick. And we've got this interface, and we've got to line these two lines up. And we've got to do it in this sort of punch last, which is this, which is forwards a small amount. Bend not last, draw not last. So this and this last. So we've got to move it forwards quite a way. Bend goes back a long way, like that. So, bum, bum, bum. So we need to go back a bit more. This. Nope. That got it lined up. So we need to go back this amount, this amount, this amount, this amount. No, forwards. And it's it's cooled down. So we've got to get it warm again. Okay, so we go punch, punch, back, back, back. So close. Forward, back, 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 back. Oh, that was so close. Forward, back. Got it. There we go. Finally. And then with that, we can make a pick. And that's how we should be making all our tools going forwards. It's way quicker. You get pretty good and fast at doing this. And you saw all of the different tool types that were available. In here, we can make scythe, hoe, lamps, chisels, javelins, axes, hammers, shovels, knives, prospector picks, pickaxes, and saws, all from this little interface. And with other mods, there's even more. So there we go. That's all our leftover metals. We've got a whole bunch of leftover molds ready to go. We can save those last 2 bits of fuel because we don't need to get them wasted. We've got our first anvils on the go. We've got our first hammers. We can now work in bronze, make a whole bunch of bronze tools. And when we're ready to advance to the next metal in the tree, we can use this to hammer together the 2 ingots to make the next anvil, and then melt down more of the material straight into a mold to make the hammer, and then we can work with that material as well. And look at this, even some of our crops have nearly grown. We've got mature carrots. That's amazing. They're mature, so we get the vegetable and we get the seed back. Replant those. Nearly got bell peppers. 97% growth on the tomatoes as well. And the time of year is autumn. So we've gone from June the 1st to September the 6th in this world in one season. And haven't we achieved a lot? Look at all this. We haven't got a home or a house yet, but yeah, we've mastered the early stages of metallurgy. We've been able to cook food. We've been planting crops. We've made leather. We've been mining. And yeah, look, we've even got fruit and berries and stuff to eat. From here on out, it's just a case of continuing through all of this stuff, and getting to those other metals is the really interesting part. And yeah, there's different types of ways of heating metals. This is the most basic. There's a couple of other steps above this for making this process a whole lot easier, faster, and doing it all in bulk. And then you've got to go out to the world, explore, find the other types of minerals, mine them up, to get them in the right concentrations and the right mixtures, ratios, in order to make those other metals. And eventually you'll get to steel. Steel is a lot to get there. It's a whole process, and then making a steel bucket. And that's your end game. We can have a look at some statistics here. This took me 7 sessions. I've been playing for nearly 10 hours in this game, in this world. We've walked 15 kilometers, 15,000 blocks, quite a way. We drove 22 kilometers in the boat. Most crafted items were support beams, followed by cobble, ladders, some planks. Times mined, here we go, diorite. We did a lot of mining. In our mines, 575 diorite blocks had been mined up. And we cut down a lot of trees. Look at this. Douglas fir, 379 logs. Oak, 345. Maple, 238. Those are the wood types in our immediate area. We used the pickaxe the most. You can see 1197 uses of the pickaxe. A lot of shoveling. Not sure why there's 2 entries for shovels. Killed 3 bats, 4 squids, 4 cows, 1 deer, 1 hare, 1 quail, 2 turkeys, a black bear, 4 cougars, and 2 coyotes. And all of that got us to this stage of the game. It is a lot of fun. I hope you can see how much fun it is, how different it is to real, regular old vanilla Minecraft. It's so different, so different, but so much fun, and it's so much to discover. If you ever get lost, there is the guidebook. Just use this. It'll tell you everything you need to know. It's a little bit quirky to navigate, but you'll get the hang of it. And everything you really need to know is in here, and it will tell you what to do. And when that doesn't work, use the JEI interface on the left here. If you search for something like the leather, you saw us backwards engineer that whole process. You can look at it here and say, to get leather, you need this, and you click on that. To get this, you need to do this, and to get this, you need to do this, etc. Just follow the logical progression of everything, and you'll find your own way. If you get stuck, there are Discords out there, or you can leave a comment in the video, and I'll do my best to try and respond. Well, I hope this has gotten you excited about playing TerraFirmaCraft. I love it. I can't get enough. And even when you get to the end of this, you can move on to other mod packs. There's different versions of this game with different progression trees and different stuff going on. One of my favorites is Auto TerraFirmaCraft, combining TerraFirmaCraft and Create. And that is fantastic. I have a whole long-running series on that you can check out on my channel, and I'll link below. Once again, if you want to find out how to install TerraFirmaCraft, I've also got a video for that, link below, as well as my video on just sort of differentiating why is TerraFirmaCraft different from vanilla. I will go into a bit more depth in some areas than I did here, but if you've watched this already, you probably don't need to watch that because it's more of an introduction that leads you to this video. That's been it from me. I have been Dark. I hope you enjoy this. If you did, likes and comments all would be appreciated. And if you want to see me play more Minecraft, both vanilla SMPs as well as Auto TerraFirmaCraft and TerraFirmaCraft, then subscribe. I love doing this stuff. Brings me a lot of joy, and I hope you enjoyed it too. If you want to see more of this world, I could always make more episodes here if you're interested. Also keen to know about that below. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You take care for now, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.